So now that I'm a dad, I've realized, and y'all might be feeling me, I've realized now, my kid is 1. Mm-hmm. Real niggas like me, I used to think, she 1. Fellas, right now, she's 16 months.
Oh, nigga, look, I swear. I'd rather you say 1.5, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
When I found out my shorty was pregnant, I wasn't rattled, but I was like, oh. I started to kind of understand, like, all right, so 3 weeks from now, you still gonna be pregnant. And we still gonna be having a baby. Like, it's not like
it ain't gonna go away.
I got my period today. Oh, fuck. We'll be back next week.
Yeah.
This is it. This is life. Next week. Whereas this was like, I'm pregnant. It's like,
preparation.
So 2 weeks from now, you still gonna be pregnant.
Yeah.
It's never going anywhere.
I'm still kind of like realizing like this shit forever. Like forever. Like
to the end.
Mm-hmm. Like the same way, yo, you my bro for life. Yo, lifers.
It's really.
Cut that. Turn around. Tell the scene that. Because that's the lifer.
Forever, yeah.
And I'm literally like always reminding myself like, yo, this my little nigga for life.
Five, 4, 3, 2. After 2.
After 2 is 1, nigga. Like, like, what do you mean? Like, what's after 2? You need help, nigga? After 2 is 1.
Keep that clip right there.
Welcome back to another episode of Just Dad in the Podcast. It's your boy, Chocolate Dad.
It's your boy, Sai, a.k.a. Sai.
It's your boy, Styles.
It's your man, 9-5. Welcome to another dope episode of Just Dad in the Podcast. Like we always tell everybody, like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a stranger, and then also the person next to that person. Make sure they both like, subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Leave a comment. What's good with you guys, man?
Chilling, man.
You know what I'm saying? Formalities first. I gotta say, formalities first. To all my brothers here, preaching behind the lens over there. Happy Father's Day, gentlemen. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day
to all y'all folks out there. Happy Father's Day to those of you lost, those who are becoming dads, those who are filling the role as fathers for whomever or whatever it is. If you have a pet, that does not count, so piss off. But yeah, man, just happy Father's Day, man. I appreciate you, gentlemen. I tell you that all the time. I love y'all. Love you
So
everybody
out there, man, stay positive. You know, send some dope emojis. Ladies, send some news to the fellas and all that. You know what I mean? And yeah, so Father's Day, man. Finally, another year around. It was cool. It was chill.
She ain't getting promoted like Mother's Day though, but
they don't never do. I guess. Honestly, I don't even look forward to that like that no more. Like I'm not even with the comparison. As long as like me and mine, they take care of me and I'm able to celebrate. I didn't have to work or whatever. Everything else, you know, just be social media shit. So I really don't be bothering with it no more.
Yeah.
But if you didn't get your man something, shame on you. God don't like that shit.
facts.
But yo, we got a guest. My man, right here.
Peace.
Give him an intro to yourself.
Peace and love,
man.
y'all. It's the boy, Shot Boogie. Event host, on-air host, all over, nationwide. I'm proud of myself. Thank you.
Proud of you too, brother. Proud of you too, brother.
So Shot Boogie.
Yes. I'm so happy to be here. I love podcasts. I haven't made mine because I don't know what I want to talk about. I feel like I just like coming to people's stuff. Like I'd rather just vibe out, enjoy the vibe, things in that sort. But I thank you guys for having me.
Nah, for sure. Appreciate you showing up.
Appreciate you pulling up on us, you know what I mean? So you said that you're an event host. Explain what that is and how you even got into that lane.
Well, you see, I think right now, the word host, I think that shit is like, it's very small. It doesn't mean as much as what it once meant when I first started hosting. Like, my idea of a host in my brain is like Terrence J, Ryan Seacrest, Carson Daly, Pat Sajak, Vanna White. Like, these are the individuals that I watched growing up, and I said, I want to be like that. I want to be a clean cut, in a suit, with a mic, giving the vibes. I want to be that. In today's world, all of us can be hosts. We're all hosting a party, let's say that. You'll have it'll be 17 people on that flyer, and they all the hosts.
Right.
And they all are gonna move according to them being a host. But in retrospect, they just did to party and they invited their friends, or they're clouded, so they might, you know what I mean? But an event host, in my definition, I guess, see, I
MC, like you're a master of that ceremony, like you control that realm.
So I come from like auditoriums and gyms and big like theaters, things in that sort. Like that's how I started hosting as a host.
So when you were a kid, you were sitting there, you know, eating your dinner, watching Wheel of Fortune and shit like that.
Nah,
so
really.
So from then,
like, that's what I want to be.
Like, this is what I want to do.
I knew I wanted to be a host since I was probably like 9, bro. I remember, see, my parents are West Indian, so like most West Indians, when they come to America, they gonna have their show. Like when they start Americanizing, they gonna have like their shit that they're gonna watch that's mad American. Like Law and Order, my mother been watching that shit for 20-some years. Like, so like growing up, Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, like when my mom picked me up from daycare, those are like the first 2 automatic things coming on. Like she's putting on TV when she's putting on Channel 7, and first it's the news at 6. At 7 is Jeopardy, and at 7:30 is Wheel of Fortune.
You know, I didn't until you said it just now. I didn't think of it as like a West Indian thing, but like that was exactly it. Eyewitness News and the Lotto. My dad checked his numbers, and then it was.
I knew it was a West Indian thing because all my friends is like black. Like them niggas was they families is Southern. So I used to go to their cribs, see what they doing. I know my vibe is a completely different vibe. Like, you know, you got some parents, I go to their crib, they walking in their crib, shoes on. I'm taking my shoes off at their door. But that's because I know my mom used to be on, hey, Shana, take your shoes off at your door, boy. My parents Trinidadian, so like, they not playing. So just little things like that, those little intangibles I used to catch on to. And I used to go to my American friends' houses, they watching baseball, basketball. Like these are things that I wasn't really privy to. Like I didn't really know about it. Like I knew, but I didn't know. Of course you go to school, so we got gym and stuff, but me coming home knowing that there's a game coming on at 7:30 wasn't my vibe. I knew Jeopardy was coming on at 7:30, Wheel of Fortune. So, you know, when I was growing up, I watched things like that, and I don't know, I just always loved the essence of like posture, body language, projecting your voice, coming to speaking to the guests and just seeing how they feel because you're interacting with them. Like those little things I always fell in love with. And when I was in junior high school, I hosted my first talent show. I was like in 7th grade. And I never hosted in high school. I went to Grand Street campus in Bushwick. I never hosted in high school. I mean, high school was, I mean, I'm pretty sure we all around the same age. I'm sure y'all older than me because I met Steve. I was young when I met Steve.
Dad.
Oh, my fault, Chocolate Dad.
Yeah. Well, we're not calling him that.
Yeah, that's a little pause, Steve.
He know that a little.
What about
you set you up for that one?
Dad Steve Dad, Steven. But I never, you know, in high school, high school was
the movie.
I was gonna say a riot.
It was a lot going on.
Yeah, I was gonna say a riot. Like for me, like y'all ever saw the movie The Warriors?
Yeah.
I felt like that was my high school.
Yeah.
Like my high school was full of Spanish niggas. So it's like, it's the Dominicans versus the blacks. But then the Dominican niggas fuck with us too though. But then there's also, and then like on the train, you got the Trinis, you got the Bloods, you got the Crips, but you going through your stops. I ride the L train. So from Canarsie, it's all Crip. By the time we get to the Ville on Sutter, it's Bloods. When we get to the Junction, it's a mix of just gangsters. It's just gangsters. It's thugs, it's gangsters, and it's just school kids, it's niggas going to work.
Junction was just...
By the time we get to like Wilson, Spanish niggas start pulling up. You feel me? You start seeing more yellow flags and shit. And by the time you get to Grand Street, niggas is fighting. It's a war. And then like first, second period, you just try to see like how you about to navigate through the day. Like that was how my high school was. So
That was bad, right? You had a bad high school.
My high school was crazy.
Yo,
like,
son, that's just.
I just had to worry about getting off the bus. Once
You
I'm
went to
off
South
the bus,
Shore.
I went to South Shore.
So, yeah, like, you
it wasn't no crip blood. It was just niggas from the
chain.
projects.
you good.
It was just
Copy
niggas
that.
from the projects. That was it.
Yeah,
It was
Farragut.
just- you just gotta worry about getting off the bus and not getting robbed.
Yeah.
Because the niggas on the project, they'll open the back door, hold the back door. It's like 5 niggas
They
outside.
coming through the back.
They come.
Yep.
2 niggas go inside,
And that's
grab
the-
whatever they want.
That's
Look,
the 682.
What you gonna do? Run off the bus, niggas?
82,
5 niggas out there
47.
waiting.
I gotta get home. Yeah, one way or the other.
That's all them buses over there. The 6,
They gotta ride in front of the bus.
47.
Front, back, nigga, they going up and down the bus, nigga. What you want to do?
So it's a switcher now. You have a child, right?
I do. I recently had a kid.
How old are your kid?
So now that I'm a dad, I've realized, and y'all might be feeling me, I've realized now, my kid is 1. Real niggas like me, I used to think, she 1. Fellas, right now, she's 16 months.
Oh, nigga,
Look, I swear.
I'd rather you say 1.5, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Don't get me wrong. On June 10th, I'm gonna say 1.5.
Now 6 months ago.
Right. But
Before that,
truthfully, I was
think
always the
she
nigga to be like,
almost
why
1.5.
Why is people
Almost
After 2
1.5.
years, after 2 years, you can still do the 1 thing. I feel.
no.
I think once she hit 2, I'm not going to
Yeah,
like
one and a
24
half.
months and shit like that.
1.5 is cool. Like 18 months, like yo, all right, they're 18 months. They're gonna be too soon.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna be too soon.
Son,
You talking about
Yeah, like, so like
son,
the
it's
only,
1.5, or 2. That's it,
so the
bro.
only reason why I'm now becoming like into that realm where I'm like, nah, she's 16 months, is because truthfully, all right, so I don't know about y'all niggas. Let me show you. You got shit. You show y'all. All right, so I got the what to expect at.
Oh, you watching the milestones of
one of
stuff.
those.
Because I was hyped when I was finding out having a kid. I was really excited. Because to me,
I had it too. I
thought
stopped
was gonna be
looking
the
at it
cool
after
uncle.
2 years
I had
old.
I'm really
Baby
supposed to be the
sparks
cool
thing,
uncle. I was not supposed to have a
Not
child.
yet.
Not like that, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I literally, like, I travel. I live.
All right. So my next question now.
So it's like, just to answer your question, so when I read this app, whatever, she's a different baby from 13 months to 15 months.
She's doing baby from next
She's
week.
a different
last week.
So that's when I started to say, like, respectfully, I'ma call you what you are, cause truthfully, you not the same baby. You're not 13 months. You're 13. Who you were at 13 months in January. You is not that baby right now in June. Like my baby now, she's doing facial expressions. Like she's 16 months. So I'm just going with that. But she's 1.
Nah,
I
count the
respect
months.
it,
Count the
though.
months.
Definitely 1.
I respect it.
Count. So to swing it back now, how you said, you're supposed to be the cool uncle. You travel a lot, right? So how do you juggle having a child now with your profession that you do now?
Well, you see, it's a good thing you asked me how you see. Like, so at first, bro, and I think this, like, conversations like this is important because it's like, not saying I didn't have the space to have these conversations, but I think people just need to kind of hear how to navigate through life. So it's like, when I found out my shorty was pregnant, I wasn't rattled, but I was like, oh. I started to kind of understand, like, all right, so 3 weeks from now, you still gonna be pregnant. And we still gonna be having a baby. Like, it's not like
It ain't gonna go away.
I got my period today. Oh, fuck. We'll be back next week.
Yeah.
Right.
This is it.
I'll
This
see
is
your
life.
ass next week. Whereas this was like, I'm pregnant. It's like,
Preparation.
so 2 weeks from now, you still gonna be pregnant. 3 months from now, you still gonna be pregnant. All right. How much money I got right now? What's the average marriage you gotta have to have a baby? Oh, niggas don't got that? That's not a thing? All right. Oh, I gotta move. Wait, I'm still driving my mom's car? Oh, hold on. We gonna have to sit down for a second. So when she told me that she was having a baby, I was living with my mom's. I was living with my mom. I was driving my mother's car. I had just finished teaching. I was teaching at a moment. But I had left teaching and I had became a host on Hot 97. I had my own show I had, wrote and produced. So when I had found out that she was pregnant, this is pandemic now. This is March. Like, I just came back from Antigua, and I walked.
Antigua's beautiful.
And I walked, like, I was actually about to get caught up in that shit. Like, I would have stayed in Antigua for I would have been stuck. So when I came back, she hit me with that. And I was like,
Damn.
I'm like, yeah? She's like, yeah. I'm like, shit. I'm like, well, I'm supposed to be going somewhere in the next couple of weeks.
Had a little shit
Well, nobody wasn't going nowhere.
So like me, I'm one of those people, like, I'm very real with myself. Very, very honest with myself. I truly feel like I can't be that nigga if I'm not real with myself. Like how can I be that nigga in front of y'all if I know when I leave here, I probably took the train or I went back to my mama's house, so I did this. You know, I wanted to make sure I held myself at a particular caliber. So I smoke a lot, weed, and I meditate. So I smoked one day and I was just like, Sha.
Yeah, get your shit together, Sha.
Yeah, you gonna have to really figure this out because you can't be a bum ass nigga. You can't be cool somewhere and then elsewhere you a bum.
But would you have, without a child being involved, what did you look at yourself as without you being known that you're about to be a dad?
Nah, I already knew I was that dude. I was always that dude since I was little. My mom used to always tell me I was that dude. I didn't get it until I was like high school, but then I understood in college like I was that dude. So I didn't really care about a baby ain't alter that. But it was when I found out, it was like, all right, I'm that dude as a kidless, fresh out of school, now in your career, you're getting all these goals, you knocking them off, you're cool, you're that dude. Now you're about to be a father.
Right, the arena changes.
Your father credit good, nigga, how's yours? Your father got a car, nigga, do you? Your father got a house, do you? So now these are the particular conversations I started to have with myself, and I told myself like, all right, we're gonna have to do whatever it takes. So at this time I showed, instead of me being in the studio, we go virtual. I did my show in every room in my crib. I'm like, I gotta get out of here. I need new energy. So I went to California for a few months. While I was there, I was able to make money. I was doing DoorDash, Postmates. I was getting little hosting gigs.
You was hustling.
Off camera.
I mean, yeah.
I'm still a Brooklyn nigga. But I set a goal where it was I need to come back with at least 50,000 or something in that realm where it was like when I come back, pay for that gender reveal, pay for that baby shower, cop that V, get the apartment, get high. Then get high. Because I personally felt after I do those things,
You good.
bitch massaging me. Like it was like, say what you want, do what you want. I'm good.
So let me ask you this, right? So you went to LA, you did all of those things, right? And then you have in your mind the anticipation of what's supposed to have happened.
I went to LA from March. I went to LA from March to August because my gender reveal was in August. So as soon as I came back, it was.
So throughout this whole time, like I know Sha personally, like it's my man. So throughout this I'm watching him because I seen him in March and then I seen him in LA. I'm like, yo, this nigga in LA for a minute.
Yeah.
So then he come back and I'm like, yo, like his progression just elevated, like it's skyrocketing. I'm like, yo, he's moving fast. I knew he had a baby. A lot of people didn't know. I knew he had a baby. I knew he was having a gender reveal, and I know Sha personally, so I know what he came from. Like, even though where he came from wasn't that bad, he's young. You understand? So he was still doing his thing, but he was comfortable. So now he got to get out that environment. Like now he got his own family he got to take care of. And I watch him go from, being a part of his family to creating his own. So from there, I'm like, yo, Sha's moving real fast to like now he just still going.
But shout out to you though, man, because
Yeah, for sure.
like you said, like being a parent, you remember, like you said before, right? You was doing your thing. You was that nigga in your own realm because you're kidless, so you can move and free how you want to sleep 18 hours a day if you want to, whatever it is, right? But now you know that you're gonna have this responsibility that it's gonna be
That's
here in 9 months. It's never going anywhere.
I'm still kind of like realizing like this shit forever. Like, like forever. Like
To the end.
like the same way, yo, you my bro for life. Yo, lifers.
It's really.
Cut that, turn around, tell the seed that. Because that's the
been really
lifer.
forever, yeah.
And I'm literally like always reminding myself like, yo, this my little nigga for life. This my
Right.
dog
Shit,
right
they're
here.
gonna come remind you at 5:30 in the morning. Talking about,
And like you see, and like I've geared my mind to like a place where it's like no excuses, not excuses, because but more so in the sense like you said, 5 a.m. I'm getting up. I don't care. I signed up for this. You know what I mean? Like I signed up for this. Like when my baby not a crier, but like if when she have them moments and she can't sleep and shit, I'm not the fuck, go to sleep. Like, oh, I'm just mad. I'm rocking her tight. Like, I'm the kind of person when I open my eyes, let's go. Like, let's do it. Because I've also come from a lot of experiences where my eyes could have stayed shut. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you wake up, mob. I come from mobbing. Like I come from Flex in Brooklyn. Like that's the kind of era of Brooklyn I am. Like I come from Elk, Seabreeze, Casey Hadaway, the Jumbler. Like I come from shit like that. So it's like being up and doing all of these things. It's like second nature to me because I also was 13, being in Empire at 1 a.m. and I'm just, my mom's looking for me on my Nokia phone. Like, so it's like, I understand, like, right. I kind of geared my mind to it. It's like, time is just time. Mm-hmm. Whatever you want to do at 3 p.m., you can do the same shit at 3 a.m. Why? Why not? Only thing closed after particular hours are stores. So you can't pay bills, but you can get your work done. You can write, you can do anything. Excuse. So it's what time I text you last night?
It was 1.
Like 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning.
We were probably 2 or 3.
I'm at the bar sipping champagne. And I'm just collecting my thoughts. Like, what am I doing tomorrow? And I'm like,
and I'm up watching Chicago PD.
I'm going through our messages.
You watch the finale? Yeah, it was fine.
I'm going through our messages. I'm like, Steve ain't even give me the address. Where the address at? Because I'm already gearing my mind at 1:30 for, you feel me? I'm up at 8 o'clock. My haircut's at 9. I hit the road at 10:30. Get here, go do something else. So I've kind of learned to just navigate, like
how to manage time.
Just manage time. It's not hard. We think it's hard.
Funny. So probably like a few weeks ago, somebody sent me something, right? YouTube. I'll share the link with y'all a little later. But anyway, the essence of it was the construct of man, right? And one of the things they were talking about is like time does not exist. Like the future and the past and all that is all existing in the same time. That's why anybody who watches movies or shows and like don't time travel, because all you're doing is if you go in the future and change something, you're gonna change something in the past because it's all happening at the same time, right? Nevertheless, what you mentioned before with the construct of time and also dealing with being a man and a father, that's something that I relate to, right? Because my work schedule fluctuates. Sometimes I work days, sometimes I work nights. So it's not like if I'm doing something at 3 o'clock in the morning, sometimes I text these guys at 4 o'clock in the morning and they wake up like, this nigga don't be sleeping, but I'm at work. So it's like, might as well take the time that I'm doing something. So and vice versa. But it takes more consciousness to know that, all right, like I'm not limited by time. It's like saying like, I don't have to, you can eat pancakes at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It doesn't matter. Your stomach doesn't wear a watch.
It falls down to preference in a sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And it's a mental thing.
Yeah,
it's a mental thing.
I had that same conversation with one of my old students who, I was sort of like a mentor to him because he went off to Albany, became a Kappa and all this. So I was having a conversation with him. Now he's in the field. He does data. He works his company and he does the data analysis or whatever for the company.
IT.
Shit beyond me. I don't know. I just
getting that bag.
He is though. But like, yo, he is, when I say he's smart, like this kid is just smart. Like he's want to start his own business. I don't want to put it out there so somebody don't steal it. But like the business he's starting, it's like, it's gonna take off and he's gonna be a millionaire. I just know from what he told me. So right now he does the data and I'm speaking to him. He's like, yo, I'm about to quit my job. He's making good money. I'm like, he's like, I want to say 21, probably making $60,000, $70,000 a year. That's not, I didn't see that till I was like, right, fuck you just now. and he's doing that at like 21, if that, even if 21. So I'm speaking to him. He's like, yeah, I'm about to quit my job because I don't have time to get this business off. I need like when these meetings that have to get done, I have to pick up the phone, I have to miss meetings and all that. I'm like, bro, you gotta use your job. Don't let the job use you. Like I'm at work doing whatever I gotta do for this podcast, for like my house, for like, well, I'm doing that at work. I don't do that like because that's the time I got.
I do feel him too though, because I quit teaching to really pursue hosting. Like if I didn't quit teaching, I wouldn't have got the hot. Hot 97 would have never found me. And if I get what he's saying too, because it's in the sense of, okay, we as a teacher, as an educator, you in that building at 7 o'clock. Fuck a 8. You there at 7. Well, at least my school, I used to be we used to have morning meetings every morning at 7:15. I used to work at, the school I used to work at was like an HBCU for elementary. Best fucking school I ever saw in my life. Amazing. Like all black staff, black and Latino, just for our students. You know what I mean? All African studies. Amazing. Amazing school. There at 7:15 in the morning, I don't leave until like 6. You still gotta grade your papers. You gotta do all these different things, PDs. I got a show Saturday that I didn't even really read the ROS, the roller show. Like I didn't really analyze what the event was about. I didn't even write any schemes or any catchy jokes or anything because I got so much shit to do within this job space. So it's like when I quit that job, them same 7:15 meetings that I was making, now I'm going to 105.1 and Hot 97 at 6:30 in the morning with my iPad because I could show them my reel. Show them like, I was on some real 90s shit, like CDs, I'm trying to give you my CD type shit. It's like, it's but so much atting you could do on a nigga Instagram. You got 1 million followers, like I'm atting you, I'm sending you shit. It's a lucky thing if you open that. And then there's a request thing on your gram now, so it's
you
like
even following the person.
I be catching niggas writing me, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even know I had this. Like, all right, cool. So I can only imagine somebody with 100 of them shits. So now with me quitting that job, I'm pulling up to Power 105 every morning. Steve, I'm going there like 6:30, 5 o'clock, 5:30. I'm fiending or bumping to Charlemagne on one of them. Walking in, like I'm waiting for them. There's a park right across the street. Like there's a park across the street. Dogs, pigeons.
It's on Hudson, right?
On Hudson, but all the way up because Hot 97 down the block on Hudson.
Yeah.
They both on Hudson, and I'm sitting in front of the park,
Scheme.
like
Waiting.
these niggas they come outside, yeah, they walk in, come to find out they going through a whole nother exit. Wild me. So one day, but to what you were saying, like sometimes you gotta quit that job because sometimes it's like, yo, bro, you work 13, 14 hours sometimes in that one space. You're not even peeping it though, because you working like 7 to 6. That's like 11 hours. 12. You feel me? That's
slavery. I would say this, right? So I agree with the both of you. I feel like everybody's situation is going to be unique, and if that young man can leverage his current job as best as he can. If he can get meetings done and be at work, like yo, tell him that you got tell him you got a stomach issue. You got to take shit every hour. And, and take this meeting. Whatever you got to do to leverage that before that person has to.
But that's what I told him. I say, yo, you like, don't just give up. Like use them until you can't use them no more. Until it's like,
what if this is the moment?
That might be the moment.
It might be the moment.
He told me, say, I checked out. Like I'm mentally.
It's the moment.
Out of it. When I first started.
Because what if he already stacked up 50K?
He good.
He already set his mind.
He only got to start panicking until he hit 5. So he down to his last 5, and he still don't got to panic because he can still flip that into 10. You only start panicking when you hit your last 500.
And with his skill set, I'm sure he can go get another job again.
You feel what I'm saying? He's 21.
Like you were teaching, right? I'm sure that you quit that job.
I quit teaching
next semester. You could have went and got teaching again.
I quit teaching at 26 because I got the hat. I was 27 already. 27, 28, 29. No, I'm lying. I quit. Yeah, I quit when I was 26, and by the end of the year, I got the hot in 2017.
But I would say this: no matter what anybody's gonna do, if you're gonna pivot and switch careers or whatever, don't just wake up in the morning and be like, all right, I'm done, I'm quitting. Like have a plan. Like know what you gotta do. Like plan that shit out. Have plan A. This is what I want to do. If this doesn't work, make it a flow chart, right? When you learn project management, you have a flow chart of stuff, and you give yourself a buffer of space to call. If this doesn't go right, or the contract doesn't work, then you go here, right? And you have a flow of stuff. So I want to quit my job. The end goal is to do this. This is where I'm starting. I have the money to do this amount of stuff, but if this doesn't work, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna go this way? I'm gonna go this way. If I go this way, all right, maybe I get a part-time job doing something like that.
Only 15% of like us are gonna do some shit like that. 85% of us is just gonna
if
the shit out of it.
If the 15% of us talk about a little bit more and we get it to 20, then we're just doing a little bit better.
Part of me was that 85%.
So speaking of
what made you? What was the the light bulb signal in your head to determine I'm gonna quit my job, I'm gonna pursue my career I want to do, and explain what you do at Hot 97.
Well, you see, that's the thing, bro. I didn't even have a choice to quit. I had to quit. See, when I was going to school in Delaware, I didn't care about a certain thing. I didn't know better, bro. So it's like, I was in school for the wrong reasons. I finished, like I graduated, but I also think that comes with us just being New Yorkers. Like, we're dumb. Like, we get smarter after. Like, and when I say that, it's like, when I was a freshman in college, per se, my first homecoming, my roommate was from DC. He left in the morning, and I was on the computer. He came back from class, I was on the computer. I ain't even go to class. Why? Because I'm on the computer looking for outfits for homecoming. I got all these tabs open. Gucci, you know how this shit was, Steve. I got Gucci, this, I'm on Vinny's, I got mad shit open. Mm-hmm. My son went to 3 classes already. He comes back, damn, Mo, you still there? Hell yeah, bro, I'm not playing with these niggas, I'm coming out. What? I'm about to violate y'all niggas, son. Y'all niggas is done up. Bruh, you going hard, bruh. Nigga, you not going hard. That's why you and I'm me. It's why I'm fucking you bitches. And you ain't doing nothing. You not with it. Until we had a conversation and he said, dog, I can't even, how much that belt? Man, that shit $460. He like, damn, dog, that's my car insurance. I'm like, car insurance? I'm like, what you mean, bro? He like, bro, he like, you don't know I got a car? I'm like, you drive?
Fucked you up. Like, what?
Because in my head, the average 18-year-old be meeting each other to get on the train crispy.
Right.
We not thinking to save 2,000 and get a V. Like, that was the last thing. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I was dumb. Mm-hmm. So while I was in school, I got locked up so many times. By the time I graduated college, I left with 14 charges on my shit.
Nigga was in there. I
had like 14 misdemeanors. I had 14 misdemeanors.
Wildin'. I'm like, but I never seen a nigga make it out of that, bro. This nigga was always in trouble, bro. He lived in the judicial office, bro. Like, he always had a judicial. And in the way college is at our school, I don't know if every school does it. Like, you get a hearing and all that, they see
you're supposed to get like 2 and you're done.
I had people who worked there that told me Shy Stack was the thing. Like,
it's crazy because
he just kept doing.
Miss Duffy actually emailed me my shit a few years ago. Like, I got my whole, like, my rap sheet shit. But I got locked up out there so many times that, so out of all 14 of my charges, I got like disorderly conducts, menace to societies, little assault shits, but all of these is with cops. These are not with people. Mm-hmm. Like average all of my charges with cops. So let's say, for instance, you the cop, you roughing my son up, you punch him in his face, I'm punching you in your face. You see, you're only gonna do 2 things. You're gonna shoot me or you're gonna lock me up. That's the kind of mentality I still think like that. I look at life like it's clear cut. Mm-hmm. It's either you're gonna live or you're gonna fucking die. But if you choose to help out, like I couldn't have been at George Floyd, because I would have helped. So they either had to kill both of us, or he would have been alive. Because that's the type of nigga I am. So one thing is they roughing my son up, so I punched the cop in his face, got him off my man. They booked me. But so on my 2 of my charges on my shit is this offensive touching. So just like anything on the internet, it's clickbait. Mm-hmm. So like it says offensive touching ... Like whenever you got a long charge, it's not gonna say the full. It's gonna be abbreviated. Mm-hmm. So when I first started teaching, I had, you do your background check and stuff. So I had to get letters from the court, let them know like, I'm good. Right, like I'm good. So one of the things that kept coming up was the offensive touching.
And that just sounds
because
crazy.
It's like, who the fuck, like, who are you touching? A child, a woman, like who, a guy. Crazy. Until you actually open the file up and said offensive touching to an officer. Mm-hmm. Another time, an officer pulled me out the back of the cop car by my legs. You feel me? And my glasses, I wear glasses, and my glasses all the way across the parking lot, like I had scratches on my face. So I kicked him in his nuts. You feel me? And they beat me up when they booked me, but they put me down as offensive touching,
Right.
resisting arrest, menace to society. And then as time accumulated, like I got 3 of each different things. So I look crazy. Like I look like
on paper,
I look like I'm fucking crazy.
So how they stack charges for all this shit.
So to answer your question, I used to get letters from the Board of Ed. The Board of Ed one day, they sent me a letter basically saying that I need to literally verify each and every last one of my charges. Like I need they need actual summaries of each charge. So in Delaware, you gotta pay for that.
Yeah.
You gotta pay for each, not like for each summary of each.
Yeah,
you could get some shit with all of them on it.
Yeah.
But to actually get each summary of each particular charge, I got 14 of them. So I'm looking at like 1,500, 1,600 to just pay. But I work, so I'm not really tripping either. I do all of that, send it back to the Board of Ed. I'm doing this for like 2-3 months, and then they dub me. They one day I'm literally in class, like I'm setting up. It's probably like 10 in the morning, bro. The deans and them come in, and they like come to the office real fast. They like Shah. The Board of Ed they've been calling all week, like asking about you. I'm like, for what? They're telling us like you are not authorized to work here. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, you're gonna have to leave like today. Get your stuff. I'm like, shit. They're like, or you can appeal it. So like me appealing it would have been me really going up there, sitting in a courtroom, like letting them know like I can work with children. Like I can do this. Like this, y'all know my charges. Like look at them, nigga. The shit say who I hit, who, like all of that. And I gave up. Like at one point I'm just like, nigga, you don't care to teach for 15, 20, you're not about to teach for 25 years. You're not about to teach for 10 years. This is God telling you, go get that shit, boy. Go get it. Take this stupid suit off, put them ties back up there, put them blazers up, go get your shit. Go get it, or you're done. I don't know what else you can do out here. Like you really, truly, this is what you born for. Go get, I don't know. Like, I done had so many other jobs in between this shit, so it's like, I really told myself like, go get it or you're done. Like, go get it or you're just done.
Sometimes blessings come in very odd ways. Like
you gotta stop a bag to get another bag.
But something Style said a few episodes ago, right? It's like, are you? What would you say? Are you a fool to stop?
Yeah, you're a fool because you keep trying, or you're a fool for giving up. So that's like what you just said is a perfect example of what he was describing before, right? Something else we wanted to talk about. Because we talked about the young man you mentioned before and like how much money he's making with his career, and then maybe deciding what he wants to do and go forward, things to that sort, right? So there was a post on social media not so long ago where this Carlton-looking guy was basically saying how folks who come from sort of the environment that we might come from, where we're not well off. You know what I'm saying? We're struggling, we might be doing spam and box mac and cheese and stuff like that or whatever. Not anything wrong with that because it's just, you got to come from where you come from, right? But he's referring to saying basically, do black people look at how much money you were raised with to equate your level of blackness? And what are you guys' thoughts on that?
As in like
if your parents, if you grew up in a house and your parents are making $100,000
projects, like do they look at each other? Yes, yeah. I mean niggas do it now.
No, I understand people do look at it, but in you guys' opinion, does that equate somebody's level of blackness?
Like us overall in our community, right? We the most fucked up group of people because we don't really fucking like culture who look at each other and like hate each other for the most, or look down upon somebody else for something. Like if you do something, like say if I'm hanging out in front of the building all day, if you do something other than hanging out in front of the building, it's like, I'm like, yo, he's a dweeb. All in reality, you probably got a good life. Cause I think about it, I go in the projects, how we sit back like, oh, this nigga, and he'll come outside, this nigga. And I see nigga now, this nigga lit.
I just had this conversation
he really
yesterday.
Lit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's like, I'm like, we was clowning him, but like that was our ignorant mentality, just like, so like, to go back to that post, yeah. Like we as people gotta like stop judging everything, because we judge everything, and it don't even need to be judged. It's like once You keep judging it, it becomes a stereotype now. And that's how stereotypes are made. A group of people come, say this, and like, hey, this is what we're not gonna do. And it's like that person does this, he is this. That's all. So then that's what we do. We stereotype each other, and it's so bad amongst us.
And we kind of rank whatever the majority of us are going with, then that's the fact.
Yeah.
That's
You
it.
ever peep that? Like niggas really like this is just real shit. Like niggas used to tell us like, I grew up like, you can't wear Adidas with Nike, boy, you bugging. But like, because majority of us really said that, we think that, but like in retrospect, like,
Does it fucking matter?
why does that really matter, bro? Like I had this conversation yesterday with my man because we had a conversation, and this is gonna be great.
So you can't wear Adidas with Nike, man. I don't care what you gonna say.
Bro, I'm always gonna be like that. Like I'm always gonna be like that. But
So that's it. You can't be trusted if you wearing Adidas with Nike,
Why not?
bro. 'Cause you on two
you
sides.
on two different sides.
Pick one.
I get it. I get it too.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I might have the Nike socks on for my Adidas socks right now. But who's checking?
Alright, but next time we I'm like,
I got Adidas on today.
So
I think.
the conversation that we had yesterday.
I got Adidas on today.
I have on shorts, so I have to have on front.
I ain't gonna
Nike
front.
socks.
I ain't have Nike socks. These feel but they faded, so you can't free it. You don't know, and I don't care. I don't care.
That's a fact.
But yesterday we had a conversation where it was, and this is real shit, y'all, because like I told my son yesterday, a year ago, I would have been on that shit. Right now, growing, like I'll be 30 at the end of this month, fellas. I feel great. I'm so happy. That's the happiest I ever been. Bro, because I can't believe it. Like, I ain't never used to think this far, bro. I never really thought far past shit, bro. I used to just day by day, like you 18, coming outside, it's lit. What we doing? Nutcrackers? All right, cool. We at the park? All right, cool. I'm in college. We getting smacked. Oh, Savannah night? All right, cool. We broke, nigga. It don't matter. Now we up. All right, Henny. Oh, like, I'm just going day by day. So I never used to think life insurance, credit. I never used to, I'm just here to live. Like, so, but the conversation we had yesterday, what's a square, fellas? Hey, what's a square? They say Russell Wilson's a square. That was the first example we put out. Russell Wilson's a square. Yeah.
Niggas is tripping. Russell
why?
Wilson's far from a square,
Nah, he's
bro.
far from a square.
That nigga's a diamond.
Now look,
That square, that nigga's a diamond.
It's because of what they can jam.
But they keep comparing it to future.
but
I got something on that.
But now again, as fathers, as young kings that we know better, we know exactly how this shit's supposed to be. We not getting brainwashed no more about certain shit. So hear me out now. This nigga take care of his family,
Exactly.
for sure. Taking care of another nigga's son, for sure.
Get more money than all them niggas put together.
His bag is up. He got the bag. He got the bag.
And he got the shorty.
And he lit in his field. Another checkout. His shorty Poochie. His shorty Poochie. Fuck it. Ain't none of us dubbing Sierra. Leaving my bitch for Sierra right now. The name of my bitch gonna leave me for Damson Idris. Nigga, it is what it is. But you feel me? He check out. All the shit that I would want to do, get the bag, have a baddie, take care of my family, like be lit in my field, take care of another nigga family. Like that check out for me.
That's goals.
Let me say,
And we will label this man a square. So now I explained to my son, there's a difference between being square and lame.
yeah.
Right.
I said, I couldn't be a square. I'm like an octagon type of nigga. I got too much loops. It's 8 sides. A square, you know he's going to work, grocery, gym, home. And this is his routine. That's a square. Like, that's a square. Nigga, I know your next move. You a regular nigga. Like, I know what you about to do.
You ain't doing that.
You a square. I know what you gonna do. Like, I know what you gonna do, bro. Like,
And there's nothing wrong with that.
there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that because at the end of the day, nigga, that's his. Who are we to say that's
Exactly.
not, like, you feel me? So, and then I told my son, I know I'm an octagon. Like, I know I'm like a poly. I'm some shit. Because after this podcast, I might end up in fucking Atlanta. Why? I don't know. But it could get like that, and I'll be back in the morning. I might go to the street. I'm an octagon. I don't know. This side might go to this side, nigga. We might go back to this side. But why society we shitting on son? Like he not.
Like I said,
It's just
with people,
exactly the majority, right?
They relate.
But we glorifying super. and I love Super. Super's my favorite artist. I love Super. But again, as men, as young kings, not young niggas, as young kings, we understand the assignment. Like, we know what's needed to be done.
Right. But hold on one second, because I was gonna make a point.
The thing is that everybody's keep comparing Russell Wilson to Future.
Oh, you know what it was? Because niggas put Sierra's list, all the niggas she dated.
Yeah, but the thing is,
in the industry.
But it's not even that. What I find the more lame of it is other men describing what other men hustle is to say if he's a lame or not. Like,
Yeah.
and for real, you gotta be a bum. I don't care how much money you have. You still a bum if you got time to watch another man's hustle.
I agree.
My other side with it is that, yo, there's a lot of niggas that don't want to be Future because the way. Like you listen.
It's not that bad to have bitches, bro.
Yeah, but there's that's headaches. There's a bunch of badass headaches, and then you got a person that's like Russell Wilson, who's like, yo, damn, he's a square, so to say. But then the only that's separating the fact that
he don't got no issues.
Nah, it's not even that. Yo, we all know a nigga like Future. He just ain't got no money. We all know a nigga like Russell. He just ain't got no money. People be willing to choose one or the other only because they got money in the reality.
True.
There's a chick out there that will take one of Russell, but you know how many Future she's gonna go through to have Russell? Because she's like, yo, it's just like any one of us. You can sit there and have mad broads, you can have all that stuff, but yo, I don't got ran through the ringer. And you're gonna go look for having a lame chick, but you're gonna look for the shirt that just want a family and whatever like that, because I done did that. So it's like, I still go back, like, I can't judge. I don't want to be neither one of them, honestly, because I'm my own man. Like, I'm a grown ass man. I'm trying to be like another grown ass man. Like, that's the part that throws me off with niggas. Y'all old men that got kids, and y'all saying, I want to who you want to be like, nigga. You want to be like your fucking self.
These
like, yo, you're a grown ass man.
I know
you
niggas out here right now that's literally dressing like Lil Baby, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So that, yo,
like, it's a crazy world right now, bro.
It's a sickness, right?
And you got your lane, though.
It's the social media aspect of it, because when we was younger, right, and we was outside, we used to be on the block or whatever, you would have to physically be there.
You have to know from experience.
You know what I'm saying? And more than times than not, like, if one of the OGs would be like, nah, he a lame nigga, he a sucker nigga, because he's doing like lame nigga shit, like he's stealing like from his mom,
that's different,
doing some bullshit, you know what I'm saying? But when you was on the block, right, and you would see the kids who you know was going to school or whatever, like, only the cornballs would fuck with them. Like, you leave little Johnny alone. Little Johnny's going to school minding his fucking business. Leave him alone. He's good over here. Unless he goes somewhere else, he got an issue, then that's something else you got to figure out.
I feel like, and I'm just being honest, I feel like you got to be Future before you be Russell Wilson.
Now, hold on, wait.
You don't have to be.
No, all right. Now,
I mean, you don't have to be, but it's way more fun.
Here's the wrench. Definitely more fun. All right. Here's the wrench now, right? I just had this conversation with my lady on Mariah. What is the Future? What is so bad? Society.
That's what I'm saying.
So what's bad about Future?
I mean,
That's not a single living his life.
No, I'm saying what's bad about?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Really, everybody's comparing Russell to Future. They're not comparable.
Exactly.
What the stigma is with Future is, I date you for a year, I drop you. I date you for a year, I drop you. I date you for 6 months, I drop you. Make an album, validate you. Next batch, I'm gonna fuck with you for about 7 months. I'm gonna bust you down too. Diamonds, all that. I'm out of here. I'm gonna do with you. I'm gonna make, I want you in my video. We're gonna do a GQ thing. Fuck, you wanna have to seed? I'm gonna seed you. You're done. So that's the stigma of Soup.
Now watch this.
And then you're gonna make another album.
Before you do that, right? I
And go
think
platinum
another part of it, in terms of the stigma of like with Future or whatever, they look at it as, all right, because he's now with Sierra, who has primary custody of their kid. So that means that Russell taking care of his kid. So their ergo, Future has to be a shit dad because he's not the person that we see all the time with it. So the label is, he got mad kids, mad baby moms. So it's almost like the Nick Cannon thing we talked about in the past, right?
Let me keep going where I'm going with it, right? So everything you just said, right? How I look at it is, he have a preference. That's what he prefers to do.
I think it's fine.
No, look, that's what he prefers to do, right? So now, right, these women that he's meeting, Future built a rep. Future built a rep. You know what type of dude
he can't be that bad if you still want to keep pushing for.
Willingly go into the situation.
He can literally be that bad, but y'all getting into it knowing that.
So how is you labeling him as being so bad when these women they know what they signed up for? That's one. And two, back what I said earlier, it's stereotypes. It's people outside looking in like, oh, he's doing all of this. This is nothing that I will never do. I don't approve of this. So we're gonna all label this as this.
Right, wrong,
the Future.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
All right, so look.
But it's not. In all reality, is it really wrong?
What hood you from?
From Fort Greene, Brooklyn.
Flatbush.
House.
All right, so that's the A train. You said where?
Flatbush.
2 and
So that's
and
what
five.
1, 2.
2 and 5.
I'm Queens.
All right, so that's the E, J,
F.
and you from the bush. So we all know that our trains are bad. All them trains is bad.
You take that.
You
shit.
rode that shit though, right?
Yeah.
What you think these bitches gonna do?
Yeah, no,
But then it's,
same
but it's,
shit.
but it's like what I said.
Like, at the
we
end of the
said-
day,
it's still-
we like
it's
bad
still
shit. We
a
like
Nah, but
bad shit.
it's deeper than that.
We
though.
like bad shit.
Because it's like I
It's
said.
the thrill of it.
It's like I said the
And
other
then
day.
all bad things come with good things.
But it's like I said though. It's what you used to, but you used it
In
too.
the moment.
But it's what you used to, but
It's
what you used to, but you used it too.
And that's
because
why-
it's like you don't like it, but then at the same
And the
time
big-
you benefited out
That's
of it.
why Sierra's the real cause of this whole stereotype stigma thing. Because
She liked
chose
it
something
too.
different.
Exactly.
you feel me? She chose something different, so much different that niggas had to say, "Oh, he's a square. He took
Niggas came
her."
together and said, "Oh nah," came together.
And that shit bothers me because they did the Ciara prayer. She could choose whoever the fuck she want. She knew Russell was there. Russell could have been any
He
other
could have been.
guy.
He could
bro.
have been any football player. True
Any
say.
football
Exactly.
player.
That could have been Chad Ochocinco. Like in that
been
time period,
anybody.
he could have sniped her. That could have been Terrell Owens. That could have been
anybody.
She wanted a football. She just happened to get the praying. Like any
The
bitch
more-
get.
yeah, the more
like how
godly, clean
Like girls
cut
who want a
type
basketball
of-
player. You could have either got Carmelo Anthony, or you could have got Steph Curry, a God-fearing man. Like
or you could have got Jared Allen.
you feel what I'm saying? Like it wasn't a prayer for her.
Chris
She like
Bosh.
I need another cat. She like I need a nigga with a bag, another bag, another high quality, high caliber cat. Oh, a football player. He's handsome. He's cute.
I know
I'm
what it
sure
is.
she didn't know he was God fearing in this level.
best
of
thing
a,
ever. Yeah.
She was attracted to him.
And know what I hate?
He probably killed that the first night too. It wasn't probably. He probably ain't wait until they was married. He ain't that perfect. If he was a square, he would have waited until he got married.
So
right
there's
or
a
wrong?
square, the square.
Cause you gotta double that up.
Nah, you know what you're like, I'm hungry, but I'm not hungry.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
you feel what I'm saying? Because like, who's to say that he ain't he waited for marriage?
Yeah.
There's some people that would have said like he's a square, but then in retrospect, the older I get, it's like, well,
Yeah, I'm trying.
that's religious belief. That's what we were supposed to
But
be.
back to what you
We
said
say
before,
they
right?
catch a neck in the projects.
Outside of religion or whatever, because even if you get neck in the project, nigga could still be a square. Nigga could still be going on his way to
Just live in
Bible
the
study. He could
projects,
stop,
yeah.
get some top and went to Bible study. It don't matter.
Like my
But-
son, not to cut you off now. My man asked me yesterday, "Is Jimmy Fredette a square?" I said, "Well, what about Jimmy Fredette?" He said he went through a Mormon college where you can't fuck, you can't kiss a girl, you can't do mad shit. You gotta read the Bible and go to school.
Go to
He
sleep,
said, "Is
that's
he a
it."
square?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Cause you could have made it to the league getting pussy. Nobody told me you had to do that. What the fuck is he talking about? Nobody, listen. Nobody tell you gotta do that. You a square. Nobody told you to do that. That's some square shit. At least
But
for
maybe
me.
he thought
But-
doing that was his way.
But the
a different
older
way.
man
But at the end of the
like that's his religious
right,
belief.
exactly. Like that's
Who
what you.
need- who am I to tell
I
him
agree
that?
with you. If that's what
I'm
you choose to believe,
I'm a square for thinking like that. So that I
Exactly.
told my son yesterday at the end of the conversation.
Boxing in
As a
people.
man, I'm no longer judging shit like that because a nigga could easily ask me, "Well, who the fuck are
Exactly.
you? Like, who are you, nigga?"
That's a reality.
Man,
He's like,
man,
damn, hold
man,
on.
yeah, I'm gonna sit there and be like, "Well, shit, I know who I am." But like, when you just said, like, imagine
I didn't make this shit up, so you right. You can drive a Camry, nigga. Go ahead. You don't need to race.
talking to Russell Wilson, and he just knocking on the table with a Super Bowl ring. Like, I mean, nigga.
That's my
cares?
point.
Now, hold on.
That's why you gotta be a real lame to be thinking
The whole
that.
Sierra prayer thing, right? I just hate this.
Girls
One
are
of these, this one of
desperate.
these,
That's
one of these
just
social media society things, right? It's like it's not a prayer, right? She just went and
chose who
looked
she
for.
wanted.
She went and looked for something else that she didn't experience before, and it turned out great.
Did you see the Kim
Anyone can
Kardashian-
do that.
Did
She
you see
was
the Kim
about
Kardashian video?
that was crazy.
You know what
She
Sierra
did the same, no, but that's the same thing Sierra did, just
Yeah,
on
a different
we didn't
level.
see it and
Right.
hear it, but
Yeah.
You know what
She
Sierra?
saw
You know what Sierra's issue thing is?
She went at her.
Hold on. You know what Sierra did? Sierra answered her DM. So everybody out there, them shorties who answer certain niggas DMs and shit.
That's all you did,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? She just happened to answer this nigga DM and.
So these bitches be out here blocking their blessings, bro.
Yes.
No, I'm telling you.
So I'm telling you, you know how long it took Tia to hit me back? She could have been.
Look at y'all now.
She could have been out a good nigga. You feel me?
about to get married. Oh, I ain't give it up yet.
We spilling tea. be.
Nah, I ain't gonna put that in. I ain't gonna put that in your head. I ain't forcing nobody to get married, man.
But yeah, but I mean, I that's why I said like in the post that homie said or whatever. At the end of the post, he said some corny.
You talking about the Carlton?
Yeah, the Carlton nigga. He said some corny nigga shit.
The issue with him too is that when we talk about judging, he already was judging anyway. If you even see his vibe and how he's talking, he was uppity nigga.
He's a cocky
honestly.
nigga.
Yeah, uppity.
Because I don't know who he was.
He's just a random nigga or
Yeah.
whatever. But I was more towards the first part of the message about I agree where we are from a society where like if we go to school with the kid who has every single Jordan and his dad picks him up in the range and you know he speaks quite eloquently.
We're
you know what I'm
glorifying
saying?
him.
Well, back in the day, we were like, this corny ass motherfucker. And that's gonna be the kind of person that people try to pick on.
Dad could be a drug dealer.
It could be. It could be, but
mean,
you know, it could have been fucking Tom Dick shit. Fucking no. But I do agree in society, like if you go someplace like, you know, you go to fucking, oh, you shop at Whole Foods? Oh, this uppity ass nigga. No, nigga, I might want a little bit better because I can't get it better. I don't have to live on spam for my whole fucking life. But people look to judge your blackness and say, well, as you moving up in life, you ain't the same nigga. You ain't the same nigga. Damn right, I'm not the same nigga. I want some real shit.
You're supposed to not be the same nigga.
I want the dope car, and I can do that for myself now. That don't make me less black. That just makes me know that now I know what I was fighting for. And now, like, why fight for some shit? When you do get it, what you gonna do? Put it to the side? I'm gonna go to work, put my check to the side, so I can come still on the block and still be
being
dirty.
black is that you have to stay in the struggle. I just never understand.
That's what I was just about to say. Like, what I'm hearing is like, niggas really be wanting you just to be
with them.
Bad. Like niggas want you to really just be like bad.
Have y'all started watching that show 61st Street I was telling y'all about?
Just real quick. The best advice I ever got was from my man P. I was getting out of high school. He said, go away, bro. The same niggas you see out here on this block is gonna be here when you get back to visit, bro.
The best thing
that's the best advice he ever gave me, bro. Word. He said, yo, these same niggas, you see all these niggas that's out here, they still gonna be out here when you get back to come to visit. So I went away.
And then now when you come back around the block and the fly ass bands and all that shit, niggas is still talking about
and then they're cool. He's supposed to go and go.
Because then now you think about it, niggas is still like, yo, you got change for a fire. I get on the train and run uptown real quick. It's like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, listen, if that's how you got to get around, that's how you get around. But don't judge now or look at me like I'm crazy because now I got the fly shit. Like that shit's fucking wet.
And it's so crazy because it's like when I was younger, right? I used to hang out in the projects, but I lived on the side block. So, I mean, y'all all know how it was. Like, if you live in the P's and you got side block friends, it's only a matter of time before you be like, boy, y'all niggas is soft over there. Y'all niggas, bro, you live on the side block, bro. Y'all niggas, bro, you live in a house, bro. You live in a house, bro. Fast forward, nigga, I promise you, you don't want to live in the projects right now. You want that same house that you was my ass about. And that's just, we kind of deem what's cool at different stages of our life.
Yeah, it's just projecting the insecurities of your environment.
And some things wear off. Like everything really wears off. Like I remember being a kid and I used to be fake mad that I wasn't from the P's. I felt like I had more fun than me. Like I felt like I had to go home.
I used to feel the same exact way.
I felt like stayed out. Y'all can stay out until 12, 1 in the morning, and y'all in front of y'all building. Like I'm away from my mother is like, yo, bring your ass home. I don't give a fuck if you in front of so and so building. I don't even want you over there. Where now it's like,
because the same with me. Like I grew up on the side block, but on Junction. So it's like my block looks nothing like. You go up and around the corner, you like, oh shit, what's like? You know, you gotta be ready for war. But you on my block, you got fucking trees, there's houses, the driveways and shit. So it's
I never thought
so
about
weird.
Like growing in the project because I was that motherfucker out hanging out.
You outside all morning in the morning.
Y'all had your own slides, your own swing.
Yeah, like y'all got
everything was big. So
a nigga like me, I'm walking out my crib, I'm looking up and down my block. I'm like, these niggas ain't outside riding the bikes. I'm going to the project. It's lit over there. I can hear niggas from my corner. I know it's lit over there.
I'm saying 4th of July. Y'all got the fireworks.
Y'all doing fireworks, like, and then like not for nothing, like, and like for me. Y'all was doing all the shit my mother was telling me I can't do. Like, y'all had the firecrackers. My mother tell you, don't play with no firecracker, boy. You use your hand. And I'm like, shit, Jamal and these niggas just copped some boxes. I'm about to go out there. Like, don't drink, don't smoke weed. These niggas just asked me to get high yesterday. Like, I was getting ready to say what's up. They told me I'ma smell like it. That's why I ain't do it.
Listen,
I knew you
Mom, there's no shorties on my block, Mom.
Like,
I gotta go that way.
So it was like
I gotta go over there.
I kind of realized throughout life, like we were really deemed shit as cool until we reach a certain level of our life where we realize, like, Jesus, like that is, we survived some shit. Like we survived some shit. So it's like that's why, like, going back to like when I was in college, like I really was not thinking far, bro. Like I was going to school for criminal justice and sociology, but I was the host of my university. Like, instead of me going to school for mass comm or some shit, I didn't even know you could change your major. I didn't know that until my junior year. And niggas is like, do not do it, Shy. Like,
Yeah, that
you're
point
gonna be
too late.
here
Yeah, it's
for a
too deep,
minute.
yeah.
I'm like, you sure? So I'm only a junior. They're like, nigga, you only got a year after this. I'm like, oh, all right.
Fuck it.
But in all reality, it's
I graduated with a 2.1 GPA. I was on academic probation for 4 years.
But you gotta think about, in all reality, right? Unless, like, I used to,
I made it though, right?
I got my shit. I was graduating.
I tell all the youngins,
honors
right?
and all, like, they gave me the honors shit.
I tell all the youngins, like, yo,
With a
like,
2.1 GPA.
that 0.1 matters.
Niggas get it.
Oh man, I'm smarter than all the
Yo.
niggas.
I tell people all the time, even, and you can attest to this, right? Even you, Shaw, when you're in college, right? Even if you don't know what you want to do in that first year, couple of years, just take care of all your base classes,
Yeah,
bro. Get rid of all of that shit. Because if you want to change your major, you just got to go and take those majors.
See, I
Classes.
didn't know.
You don't got to restart the
I
math.
lacked me. I don't know
I
about
lacked
that
so
shit.
much common sense in that shit, bro. It's not like I literally was in school to fuck bitches, host every night. Like, I'm hosting every night, bro. Like, I got 7-8 shows in a week. I'm hosting the Kappa shit. I'm hosting the Kappa program to then leave them to host the AKA program. And I might host somebody's house party tonight. And then tomorrow we got a fashion show, a big fashion show in the gym. And I'm gonna host that plus our taste lounge. Then I'm gonna have an after party. I'm gonna have 3 bitches in my room. Like, I thought I was Future. So like, I had girls doing my homework. I'm not really worried about school.
See,
for
you
real.
had a plan at least.
No.
They doing the homework. They know what they're doing.
No, they in my class. So it's like, Shy, we got this done. Word. Do that shit for me, please. Please. They do it. We lit. Like, I was lost. And then, like, it was really because, like, people like Steve, like, other individuals, like my guy Shadi, I kind of now started to understand because, like, see, when I came in, I was a freshman, Steve already a junior. So he know better now. So he able to say, like, you didn't go to class all week? Make sure you go to class tomorrow. You might be out the class. Like, it might have dropped you.
You see, you supposed to be the guy in the class. Look at you, man.
They might have dropped you type shit. And I'm just on some shit where it's like, well, if they drop me, they gonna pick me back up. The fuck?
Yeah, I would have told you. I was like, nigga, you know you're paying for this, right?
Yeah, that's really what it comes
How
down
about this? I ain't know.
That shit was just.
The puppet school.
So like in senior year in high school, when everybody applying for them shits, I'm not applying, bro. Like I'm really living, like just living. I'm waking up I don't know better. I got older brothers and sisters, but they in Trinidad, so I don't got like people around to show you certain shit. My parents work, so I'm outside just going with the flow, like literally. Senior year high school, everybody getting their acceptance letter back. One of my best friends at the time, her name was Shannon. We're still great friends. Her name was Shannon as well. And she got accepted to Syracuse. So I'm like, yo, that's where Carmelo Anthony played, right? She like, yeah. I'm like, well, you going there so you can see him? She like, yeah. I'm like, so college is the shit. That's like the Sweet 16 and all that. They like, yeah. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, how do I apply? I had to go to my guidance counselor. My guidance counselor did that shit for me. And I only did 2 schools, Old Westbury and Briarcliff College. And I got accepted to Briarcliff College. But it was on Old Westbury campus. And I went there. I went to go visit McCoy. My second semester of freshman year in Briarcliff. I went to go visit McCoy. He like, yo, you gotta see this shit. It's like Stomp the Yard. I'm like, all right. He tell me what to do. I take the bus, all of this. I'm like 18. I take the bus. I don't know no better. Take the bus out there. As soon as I get off that flagpole, it was like Stomp the Yard. I see like people. I'm getting off. First of all, we New Yorkers. How often people walk past? Hi.
Yeah.
Hey, what's good? Yo,
when somebody said was good, was good.
I'm looking at niggas like, what's up? What up? What? Hello? What the fuck is wrong with these things?
This nigga's weird.
I go to the student center and to this day, I don't got the words. Like I've never saw anything like it. I'm like, yo, this shit like stomped the yard. Like this.
She said, "Oh."
I'm like, wow, this is a college campus.
Yo.
That's
like,
what I told all my
that's
kids, bro.
crazy.
Go to HBCU, bro.
Matter of fact, the first time I came up there, this nigga, it was his probate. Yup, that's when I first came up there. He turned Kappa. I seen all of this. This is my first shit.
First time seeing some
I'm
shit.
like, yeah, I'm coming out here. What you need? He like a 2.5. I already had a 3.5. I was smart in Briarcliff because our school was like one of them small schools, so it was like
easy.
I was easy. I was
where I
doing
went.
shit. It
I
was
went to.
so I transferred. I transferred after that.
So like, oh yeah,
Here you are
Hell
today.
yeah,
That's what's
shit
up,
was
man.
crazy, bro.
So,
DSU was the best school ever.
Ever.
Ever. Better than Howard, all that shit.
Ever.
Ever. Ever.
You guys say it twice to make it really mean it.
Yeah.
So on our show, at the end of every show, right, we go around and we all give a dad and tip of the week. So it could be something dad related, man related,
Life
whatever,
related.
life related, whatever the case may be. So I'll give you some time to think on it because I had one prep for this
I got
week.
one.
I got one too.
I got one before niggas steal my shit. My dad and tip is, we probably already said this already, but being that this episode was about, Shy just pursuing his dream and stop what he was doing and just taking off. And the young man that I was talking about, yo, if you got if you're not happy where you at and you know your happiness is out there, go for it. Go for it. Just give up whatever you're doing. You're gonna figure it out. It's probably best to have a plan. I don't know if Shaw had a plan, but it's probably best to have a plan.
Well, no, I had a plan, but it wasn't. I had to keep connecting it. I knew I wasn't gonna sink though. I knew I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I never doubted you was gonna sing either. But it's probably best to have a plan and just execute. Go for it. Do it.
My advice is something that I've been telling myself this past year and a half. Truly, truly believe in understanding. Like, I feel like that's where all the misconstrues come into play and all the, riff-raffs and shit. We don't understand. Look at words correctly, understand wording, clear and precise wording. There's a difference between, yo, I'm on my way, and hey, I'm driving. Two completely different things. There's a difference between, yo, I'm about to get ready, and I'm ready. Like, we have to just key in on certain words, be clear on what you're saying, and have nothing but understanding. Try to understand, going back to the square conversation, understand why a man like Russell Wilson moves the way he moves, and put yourself in that predicament and say to yourself, is this how I would want to move as a human being? Sometimes we dig too deep into being a man, being a woman, and all that. Be a human being, be loving, be very loving. I'm a very loving person. I'm a very giving person. I feel like if we all understand to be loving, giving, and just be more clear, we'll be way more better fathers, way more better spouses, way more better human beings. So that's my.
That's your dad and tip of the week.
You going?
Yeah. So it's something I had a conversation, actually more so with myself. Like you mentioned about meditating. I've been doing a lot more of that in the last few months, and realizing that a shark is never going to be the kind of shark it wants to be if it's living in a tank.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as people want to be sharks, you want to go out there, you want to go get it, when you're limiting your environment, you're only going to be as big as what that is. So get out of that environment, step out of your comfort zone, and go be a shark in free waters.
That's tough. That's
Bars.
tough. You look heavy. He did say, I got mine already.
These two right here, he gonna last. Let me just get mine in real quick.
I'm about to freestyle another one again right there because I got one.
So, all right, this is personally for me, right? Like, this is my mentality, and I feel like everybody should have this mentality. But I personally feel like nobody can outwork me in life, in general. It don't matter what it is, right? And I say that in the sense of this, because people misconfuse, oh, this person do this better. Mm-hmm. That's cool, but you still cannot outwork me. Mm-hmm. And with my mentality of, I'm not gonna let somebody outwork me, is that you can be better, but once I get better, like how you are, I'm a still out. It's over now because I'm gonna continue to keep working. You're never gonna catch it back up to me. So in my life logic is like, nobody got to outwork me, and I keep that mentality with anything I do. Like, hey, this person got this. All right, let me work harder. Let me get surpassed that. That's motivation. How I see it from other people. Like goals, people doing right in life. All right, time for me to outwork, because I'm gonna keep working. You can't outwork me. So just out there, keep going.
Yes,
Don't let the next man outwork you. No matter how smart or how better they is or something, keep working.
Right.
That's it.
My dad and tip is a little bit of a quote, I guess I'll say. You know, it's kind of what I put on my page. It was communication is key, but not all doors have keys on it. Sometimes they have combination locks.
Yo, I think
But then-
Dr. Sebi.
Yeah, but the thing is like more deep on that is that it's kind of what you said about understanding. Because at the end of the day, you know, you can't keep walking around with the keys in your pocket and then just going to everybody and thinking that everybody got the door locked and how you communicate with people. Some people communicate in different kind of ways. Like, and I always say that with my own experiences because like people tend to have a habit with me is that, oh, you don't talk enough. But my way of communication is listening and reverting back to what you say back to me. I think the worst part of communication that most people don't understand is that, yo, shut the fuck up for a moment. Like even in your head, like not even just out your mouth, but shut up in your head and listen to what a person is telling you and communicate that and back. Because a lot of times you could talk all day and at the end they walk around and don't remember one thing the person's ever said. So that's really why I say is it's like not only is the fact that, you know, communication is key, but now everybody has keys, you know, some got combination locks. Know what door you opening. Like, you know, if I'm talking to Steve, I have a certain way I gotta communicate. When you see he's on his phone, he don't pay attention. So I gotta make sense when I'm talking. I gotta keep his attention. You know what I mean? When you got somebody else, you might have talk a little more thorough with that person because you know they you gotta get really into their head to really talk to them. And some people just have a real genuine, regular, laid back conversation and they receive everything. So it's deeper than just a dope ass quote. It's just have an understanding of people you're communicating with and understand your audience. You know, some people say it's emotional intelligence, but just literally it goes across. Just like when you're children, even as fathers, know your kid. You know, everybody has different. You know, you might have a child that can just take the yelling or whatever. You got another kid that you got to talk a little softer because it gets more of the message in there. So you know, work on your communication. Know that all doors don't have keys. Sometimes they combination locks.
That's fire.
Hey, nigga, you.
We
Bars, man.
People know some shit today, man.
Dr.
So yo, Sha, listen. Yo, tell the people where they can find you, any events you got coming up, anything going on.
Well, you guys can follow me on Instagram at Sha Boogie. I got 3 O's because this white girl, her name Sha Boogie. I tried to buy the name of her. She blocked me, so I outworked her. Thought bigger.
There you go.
Put 3 O's instead of the 2. So Sha Boogie on Instagram. That's my only social media platform because this social media shit too much.
Yeah.
Twitter and all that. I try to keep it. I'm on Facebook. I just try to keep it real compact where I'm not on my phone mad long. I'm in and out. So I just have Instagram. I'm actually, depending on when you guys air this, I'm hosting an art exhibit, art installation in Soho for Adidas on June 8th. It's actually going to be there for like 2 weeks. It started yesterday on the 3rd. It's going to be there until the 12th. So we could all go there on the 8th, chill out, kick it.
That works.
And God willing,
June 8th, that's a Wednesday
I should be on your
or something,
radio
right?
real soon
Weekday.
too.
Yeah, I ain't gonna be here.
So
Oh
yeah,
yeah, man. Shout out. Appreciate
I'm so
you.
happy. I'm so happy to pull up here. I'm so happy.
No doubt, man. Appreciate
so
you pulling up, brother.
happy. I
know,
appreciate
always
you
love,
guys.
Ja.
I like being
Yo.
a dad.
Dad's been
So that
dad's a dope,
concludes this
man.
episode.
So again, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out
happy
there.
Father's
Wish you
Day
all
again.
nothing but the best. Like, subscribe, tell a friend. We're gonna see you guys next episode.
Peace.
Peace.